outreach team supervisor at OC Animal Care. And basically it's my job to oversee our community outreach programs. So I oversee a staff member who manages our volunteer programs, who educates the public so they go out to schools and do tours, and then also a staff member who works with our nonprofit rescue groups to place injured animals or aggressive animals in rescue homes. I had the knowledge of animals. I knew what was going on with animal shelters. I volunteered in animal shelters in high school, and I knew there was a need, and I thought it was very cool that Orange County saw the need to have somebody who managed the community outreach programs and put the effort into that, because a lot of shelters don't. Here it's really the opportunity to bring the community into the fold, educate them about what an animal shelter does, and to gain community support. About 10 years ago, this shelter was really seen as the pound, the jail for animals. There was a very negative perception of what we do, and it's really been my job through the programs that I manage to help the community understand what we do, see it as a positive, what we're doing, and have them understand that we're really here to help the animals, that we're not here jailing bad animals, that we have amazing animals that are looking for great homes. Just seeing the community support build for this shelter has been amazing. And when I started, we had about, I don't know, 60 volunteers, and maybe only 5 of them that would ever be here at the shelter at any given time. And that was sort of disheartening to know that we had all these animals that needed homes and nobody that was willing to come down and promote them and walk them and handle them and groom them. So it was really my job over several years to build the program, and I built it up to be a program with 400 active volunteers, and right now they're putting in about 300,000 hours of service every year. For me, that's a win, and it makes me feel great, because the animals are really the ones benefiting from that. They're getting out of the cages every day, they're getting groomed, they're getting adopted, they're getting promoted online. And that was something we didn't have before, so it really touches my heart when I see the volunteers out there hugging and kissing on the animals, to know that I played a part in bringing them to the shelter. We adopt about 11,000 animals a year, so on an average week, that's maybe 250 a week. We do a big adoption event every month here at the shelter where we discount adoptions, and we do that so we can hopefully push those numbers up. So we do free adoption weekends, we do free spay and neuter days, and on those days it's not unusual for us to adopt out 60 to 150 animals on one day. It is heartbreaking in a sense to work at the shelter or to volunteer at the shelter, because it really opens your eyes to the lack of concern that our community has for overproducing animals. And it's not everyone. I think most people are amazing pet owners, but there are people who don't understand that if they let their dog or their cat have puppies or kittens, and they don't spay and neuter those puppies and kittens, then more puppies and kittens are born, and more puppies and kittens, and that results in thousands of animals that our shelter has to euthanize every year. I know how many animals are being euthanized, and I know a vast majority of them are animals that really didn't need to be born in the first place, that we could have stopped with spaying and neutering. For our dogs, we euthanize about, I think last year, 19% of our dogs. And that's not a bad number for us as a shelter, because a lot of the dogs that come here have a medical problem or a behavior issue, or they've bitten somebody or seriously injured someone's pet. So those are animals that we wouldn't try to find a new home for because of safety reasons or medical concerns. Most of our dogs that come in that are adoptable, they find a home, we don't have to euthanize them. Our issue at the shelter right now is cats. About 75% of our cats that came in last year were euthanized. There's always going to be more animals that come in every day. There's always going to be animals that have to be euthanized every day. And there's just never going to be enough homes right now where we're at to place them all. So it can feel like a never-ending uphill battle. I hope people come down here. I hope they see the shelter. I hope they look at our statistics. I hope they open their eyes to the bigger issue. and we have more people jumping on the bandwagon to spay and neuter their pets.